Okay, welcome ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, to Game 3 between Team Liquid and Na'Vi. Now, in the first two games we saw Liquid just be incredibly dominant, and it just seemed like Na'Vi just did not really have an opportunity to come back into either one of those games. So let's see if Liquid are able to keep this top-notch plays going, or if Na'Vi's finally able to counter and try and make some spicy sauce of their own. Na'Vi leading up with the Oracle ban. It was just insane. It was just so obnoxious last game with it. So they definitely want to just remove that from the pool. And then Liquid follow up with the Lena ban. Just a classic hero that is pretty well, does go pretty well in the Na'Vi lineup. They are currently 6-0 on it, so it's definitely worth just banning that out for them. Especially as it's quite flexible, can go into Iceberg or Roger's hands. Na'Vi ban out the Stardust as well, so the Lone Druid is available. We'll see if Liquid want to just grab that up and try and win in the normal Liquid fashion you tend to see with Koifa with that Lone Druid. Or maybe they won't. Maybe they'll chill out and play a little bit slower. They're just going to go with the Rubik again. Same lead up as the first game. Going to be most probably in the hands of Insania for that position 5 role. No, I actually could grab the Disruptor. Definitely a support that can, pull a lot of heroes out of position if the side of Liquid are trying to run away. Very nice catch hero. Plus, just make that big AoE circle where whoever gets caught in it just can't do anything really. Let's see what they want to pair it up with. They could just think about what they want to grab for their second pickup. Spent a bit of time thinking about it. They're actually going to go for a Spectre. So this is their 4th time grabbing it, and they've won every game with it since. And Na'Vi just going to respond with the Lifestealer pickup. So both position ones that have been filled out for both of these teams. So we'll probably just see both the offlaners getting heavily targeted now with these following bans. Liquid probably getting rid of the Viper, something you never want to play up against as a Spectre. As we saw in the first game, just V2 and got shut down every single time we tried getting in there. Just Dispersion got broken away and you couldn't do anything. So a good hero just remove away. Meanwhile, Na'Vi get rid of the Timbersaw. Just quite a difficult hero for a Lifestealer to play up against. Always able to reduce his early stats. Na'Vi actually get rid of the Enigma as well. They do not want to see another Tiger Enigma come out. Even though I think throughout the entirety of the game, he only got like one multi-hero black hole. It was a 3-man black hole. It was pretty good. But it wasn't like that was what won them the game. It was just the sheer threat of the fact that, this black hole could come out any moment. We've got to make sure we're always spread out. And we always have at least 1 or 2 stuns available to cancel it if we need to. So it's not a very nice thing to have to play around at all. Liquid actually banned out the Beastmaster as well, taking that away from the hands of General. And Liquid will even take away the Underlord. Definitely a hero that Spectre struggles to lane up against in the early portions of the game. Just the Firestorm does so much damn damage. It's difficult for the Spectre to get even close to the creep wave. Especially once he gets like a Soul Ring online, just be able to spam it to the ends of the earth. And now they actually ban out the Storm Spirit. They do not want to see that again in the hands of Koifa. Even though you could get potentially caught out by like a glimpse into the static storm. Navi, they're going to the Phoenix again. This is now their 11th time picking up the Phoenix so far this tournament, and they're currently 5-5 on it. It's only a 50% win rate. So it's definitely not by no means the best odds in the world. But they seem to just think that the Phoenix is not the problem in any of these sort of team fights or lineups. But again, Navi, they don't really have a way to actually protect the egg. I feel like maybe this pick they should grab a Mars and try and go for that the egg into the arena combo where it just heavily protects it out and stops anyone from the side of Liquid being able to get close enough to actually just bring the egg down super easy. But with Liquid already grabbing up the Death Prophet themselves, so maybe they're just going to put that in the hands of Koifa to try and apply a lot of pressure in the early portions of the game, leave as much space for Mickey just to keep farming as he can. I think actually they've run this Death Prophet in the hands of Boxy in the offlane before actually. So this could still just be a Boxy Death Prophet instead. And Na'Vi do grab the Mars. I definitely think that's a good choice. Gives them a little nice tanky frontliner, as well as the fact that the Lifestealer is in their hands as well. So it's not even like he's going to be up against a terrible matchup. So I'm definitely liking Na'Vi's lineup now a little bit more than I did the previous game. They've got 3 big team fight ultimates with the Static Storm, the Egg, and the Arena. We'll see what Liquid's going to grab up as a response to this. Probably be the position 4 for Tiger. This is going to be a Boxy Death Prophet. They're going to go for the IO again. Okay, so maybe this is going to be... Maybe they're going to put Insania then onto the IO and then give Tiger the Rubik. Unless this Death Prophet is for the mid lane and it is still Boxy's hero left to grab. In which case, something pairs up nicely with the IO. I could see something like an Elder Titan, perhaps, for Liquid, put into the hands of Boxy. I don't think it's a hero that he traditionally plays. But once he gets his Ags online, he'll be able to walk through the arena quite easily, as well as avoiding the damage from the Disruptor. Unless he just gets caught by the Disruptor first. So, unless this is... I don't know, but you don't really tend to see an IO Spectre lineup. It's not really something that pairs too well, purely because the Spectre already has the Spectral Horn as his ultimate, so he doesn't need to rely on the relocate from the IO. So whatever hero you're pairing up with the IO wants to be able to benefit really nicely from the fact that he can just move around the map super easy. Unless... Oh, I don't know. It's quite difficult, this one. Perhaps they might grab a Chaos Knight, actually. Take the CK into the off lane in the hands of Boxy. I think they've done that before. Yeah, I could potentially see that. And the Chaos Knight pairs up quite nicely with the IO as well. Benefits nicely from the attack speed and the movement speed bonuses. Whereas the fact it's being relocate on top of someone's face, pop your phantasms, do a lot of damage. And they're actually going to grab the Bat Rider instead. So who's going to be taking this bat? Is it going to go for the mid lane? Is it the hands of Koifa, or is it going to be Boxy in the off lane? I'm not too sure, to be honest. Could go either way between those two. I think they might just be waiting to see what Na'Vi's going to pick up for their mid hero. Maybe something like a Nature's Prophet, perhaps? Hey, called it! Jabam! Nature's Prophet. So Nature's Prophet, it's not really a hero that you grab to fill out any sort of gaps you have in your lineup. It's just there to make your lineup stronger. Just to sort of like pad out it. Because he's a very versatile hero. And they've already got a large amount of teamfight disable. A couple of stuns as well. So yeah, it fits nicely into their lineup. We'll see, as it is actually the Boxy Death Prophet, and Koifa is taking the Bat Rider to the middle. So we'll see how an IO Death Prophet pairing goes. I can't say I've seen it before. But we'll see what they're able to do with it. But looking at these lineups, I definitely favour Na'Vi this time. I just feel like they got the superior team fight. And as long as if they have the correct positioning in these team fights, I definitely think Na'Vi will have the advantage going into this one. So it might just come down to how Liquid tries to snowball off the lanes, perhaps. We'll see how Koifa is able to do mid lane against the Natures. But yeah, I'm quite eager to see how this Death Prophet IO combo goes. Generally, when you've got an IO, you want to pair it up with a hero that can benefit from the attack speed bonuses. So perhaps instead of an overpower build in the early portions of the game, we might see him just go for the orbs. What's the actual name for him? Just the spirits, sorry. And maybe just go for like a pure magic damage sort of lineup rather than going for like the attack speed bonus, because yeah, I don't think he gets much worth out of the overcharge. We'll see what they actually end up doing. But they're not choosing to go for any sort of first blood movements this game. Everyone's just split up to the lanes they're already going to be going to. But this is definitely a much stronger lane now for the side of Na'Vi. Not going to be up against any sort of tries. And the Fire Spirit's harass, plus if anyone steps out, get an easy spear into the wall. And there is quite a lot of damage that comes out in conjunction with those Fire Spirits and the God's Rebuke as well. It's like Iceberg's actually going to the bot lane. And he's going to be playing the safe lane, and Vichun's actually going to become the mid laner. So we'll see how that ends up working out. Looks like Iceberg's actually able just to force Boxy away from the bottom bounty just with the creep alone. So it ends up being 3 bounties for the side of Na'Vi. That's already a better start than they've had in any of these other games. So maybe this is it. Maybe this is the one where Na'Vi they don't get just crushed in that the end of the laning phase, and they actually keep themselves in this one. And Boxy even now goes towards the mid lane himself. So it is Koifer and Tiger in the off lane. Definitely be able to apply a lot of harassment onto these Treants with this sticky napalm stacks they've been coming out. But I don't think Na'Vi was expecting this, because not a single one of these guys has a magic stick on them. So it's already losing out on a small bit of efficiency. Actually, V-Tune's already rotating around. It looks like he's going to go for the lane down bottom. And Iceberg's... I think he probably just wants his level 2 to be able to use the teleport. He's just going to use a TP scroll. So they will swap it around now. But even still, this is... And it looks like Liquid's doing exactly the same thing. Boxy's going straight down to the bottom. We'll probably see Koifer TP to the mid lane now as Iceberg's already used his TP to escape it. He has got a very slight level advantage over the top of Koifer now. But now, we see another swap coming out. So this is V-Tune, TP's back to the mid lane, and now that Iceberg's level 2, he has the teleport online, and he can just TP, he can just use that and go straight back down to the bot lane. So this is a proper game of musical lanes at the moment. Meanwhile, up top, the one I've not been looking at at all, Insania and Mickey. Roger's getting really close. Finally, the last hit comes from Mickey out there, and he does get the kill, but it does cost Insania's life. General, even able to get Mickey's courier, so I think they'll take that. Sure, Mickey gets the bonus gold, but whatever he gets will be slightly more delayed now. So it looks like Na'Vi finally won the rotation wars. And this is why you want to make sure that Lifesteal is in the same lane against the Batrider. Just pops that rage, cancels all the stacks from the sticky napalm. And that's plus all the magic sticks. That's V-Tune on max mana, max HP, and Koifer's very low on mana. So this is already a much better start for the side of Na'Vi now. Look at maybe Boxy and Tiger trying to make a move onto Iceberg, and the swarm actually just connects. It looks like Boxy might fall for this. One more hit coming out from the tower. It is enough to bring him down. I'd always want to fly against the solo XP from that. Even still, both the cores in this lane go down. Now it's just a little farm more between the supports. Boxy's now having to actually just pull the creeps. Looks like you can try and farm up at the creep camp as well, but V-Tune's already coming over. Looks like he's actually just keeps chasing onto Koifer. No one's giving him any room with the open wounds. This Koifer's so damn slow. Can't really benefit too much from that Firefly. V-Tune's doing such a good job with these denies. 23 and 8. He's really holding Mickey's possession. Meanwhile, Tiger dies down bottom, and even Mickey falls up top to General Roger. My apologies, I'm missing kills left, right, and centre. So really big pick off there onto Mickey at the top lane. As I was saying earlier, this is a much more dangerous lane for Mickey to actually be in. Oh, and even down bottom, immediate response from Boxy and Tiger as soon as Tiger's back up, and they get another kill onto Iceberg there. So very action-packed game so far. 7 kills at 4 minutes. There is still a slight gold lead for the side of Na'Vi at the moment. And this is just a perfect game for V-Tune. Just got absolute free farm. 35 and 9. Already level 5 as well because it's pure solo experience. And Koifer's forced to go to the jungle. Really not what you want as a Batrider. Be sure with the Firefly and the sticky napalms you can farm it at relatively quick speed. But even still, you'd much rather be able to just stay in the lane and get the farm that way. V-Tune even positions himself aggressively and manages to secure the Liquid's bounty rune there. Anyone up top? General? General Roger managed to get another kill onto Insania. Just such a deadly lane. You're on the mid. Looks like Koika was taking a bit of damage there. Retune straight back up to full HP again for the stick charges. That Boxy and Tiger trying to make a move towards 1-5, but the glimpse is there to push Boxy back, and there's no other follow up. I'm still quite surprised that Tiger went for the overcharge. I would have thought he would have just gone for the spirits instead and tried to take advantage of the fact that, well, not even the advantage, but it's just the fact that the person he's laning up with doesn't really care about melee attacks at all. It's all about that crypt swarm. And then, well, Tiger taking quite a bit of damage, but not enough to bring him down. And Boxy's actually just turned around here. Always want to fly getting pretty low. Ooh, only one more attack away from actually finishing him off, but Tiger's getting low himself. I was expecting he's one more hit. It looks like the creeps might just about finish him off. With the minions. Trent's just getting the last hit there. Boxy trying to get some sort of return kill. But always want to fly. He's juke and jiving his way out of this. And he's able to escape. Boxy's going to slip out the back door. Even still, V-Tune's at such a dominant lead with this net worth at the moment. It's 3.5 grand. He's 1,200 gold over the top of Koifa. Okay, as soon as Koifa tries to go for like some sort of Firefly play, V-Tune open wounds him and just lays into him. There's nothing that Koifa can really do to stop that from happening. Up top, Mickey getting pressured on by General Roger. Even Iceberg's teleported in here. What? The final hit, just enough to finish him off. Mickey's definitely struggling a lot more this game than he did any of his other previous games. And it looks like Iceberg's is going to try and transmute this kill into a quick tier 1 kickoff. Koifa was actually going to TP in here. Mickey with the Spectral Horde. Unfortunately, TP wasn't there in time for Iceberg. Koifa manages to cancel it with the Flame and Lasso. So Liquid, they finally find something across the map here. They're even going to move on to this. Is that a quad stack or a triple stack? I think it's a quad stack. Roger is nearby. Does have his Fire Spirits available to try and snag some of these up. But V-Tune's rotated around himself. Jumping forward onto Koifa. See if General can get the spear into the trees. There is the flare, the Molotov to push them both back. The open wounds is there. Koifa gets slowed down. Now Mickey needs to be careful himself. He doesn't get caught out. V-Tune just dived straight for that tier 1 with this double damage online. Just wants to finish it off. Even the tier 1 mid going down. Was it denied or was it just taken? V-Tune actually just took it down before TP, just running up to the top lane. Making so much work happen across this map. Meanwhile, General, he's come down bottom as well to try and make a move on to Tiger and Boxy. Boxy's going to actually use the Exorcism just to force the rest of Navi back. Boxy just keeping the pressure going, charging straight at him. There is an arena available for General though, so we need to be a little bit careful about this. There's not even a relocate available for Tiger to try and save him if he gets caught out. Oh, the double arena does come out there for General. Tiger getting super low. Will just about drop. The spear's not enough there to actually keep him alive. And Boxy couldn't lend enough of support to try and sustain him throughout that. Still just trying to lay into always want to fly. The exorcism is over now and he's called back up to full HP, but he gets pinned to the tree. Always want to fly actually gets the last hit just to say, fuck you, mate. Don't you dare try and kill me. It's like Insania's trying to maybe put down some aggressive vision. I think V-Tune roughly knows where he is though. Did V-Tune spot him? I don't think V-Tune spotted him actually. I think it was just our vision. They actually get the kill onto V-Tune's courier at least. Thing's just going to bail before the TP comes in from Iceberg. So General, they're able to sneak out the other bounty for the side of Liquid, so it's going to be 3 bounties for them. Actually, V-Tune wasn't close enough to actually bother trying to take the bounty up top. Koifer's not actually checking it though. Maybe we'll see it then. He'll grab that. So we see all 3 cores on the side of Na'Vi really at the top of this list. V-Tune's moving straight onto boxes as well with the static field right on top. 0 chance for him being able to escape that. Tiger will actually fall down himself. Actually, what? Oh, yeah, she managed to get the TP out. I was quite surprised by that. I don't think General was close enough to try and get a spear onto him. Just stall that out. So he needs to be careful where he steps. General just waiting for a chance to get a spear onto him. He does have the rage available. He's getting super close to those trees. So that's all tier 1's gone on Liquid's side now. V-Tune really been able to use the fact that, as being a mid laner, he's super damn big at the moment. Got his armlet online. 11 minutes in. Still got like another grand sat in his pocket as well. And just stealing away some of these stacks that the side Liquid are making. Looks like they're going to try and rotate around it to stop this. But V-Tune's already taking the big creeps. He says, here, have the tiny ones. Don't care about them. Do not care in the least. Koifer's going to try and make a move onto Iceberg. Even Mickey with the Spectral Horn again, keeping involved. Iceberg's dead. Going to join his tree friends in the compost pit. So relocate forward though from Liquid. They're going to try and keep this pressure going. But there's already General and Roger here available. They drop the egg in the arena. Both of them pinned down. And Tiger and Boxy a little bit overconfident there and just get completely turned on. All 3 ultimates from the side of Na'Vi just get dropped on their face. There ain't nothing they can do to survive that. Still no Yule Scepter or Guardian Greaves online for Boxy yet. Actually, he's even building into that. He's got the Ogre's Axe and he's got a Casual Cloak. Has he got anything in his career? No. So I'm not sure what he's building in. Maybe he's going to go for a BKB perhaps? Desperately is going to be a good way to avoid the silence from the stack field and to the fact that you get just locked in by that arena. But it doesn't help you with the egg though. The egg will still pop on your face. He's like Koifer's hunting down Iceberg, looking like he's probably going to end up falling once again. Tries to cover himself with the Sprout, but that doesn't do anything against the Firefly. Just burns those trees away. So Iceberg is just the main focus of Liquid's hate. He's currently 2 and 5, but despite that, he's still ahead of Mickey. Oh, Koifer, sorry. We've got his bots online, working towards that BKB as well. I think that's such a crucial item for the side of Liquid now. They really need it in order to actually keep themselves going in these team fights, not just get locked down constantly. Once again, Insania, position 5 power, making all the stacks. But down bottom, Koifer, he's getting spotted out by Iceberg in general, but he's just too damn quick with those bots. He's just gone. But even still, I'm still not feeling the effects of this this IO Death Prophet combo. I think it's literally just a build problem. I really would have liked to see those spirits for Tiger. I definitely think that would have been a lot more worthwhile than the overcharge. Even Roger's doing a pretty nice job this game at just keeping his farm going. Only about 600 gold away from finishing up his Spirit Vessel. And we see a smoke up here from Always Want to Fly in general now. Gonna see if they can find Mickey. He is quite low. The general jumps forward onto Insania instead. Insania doesn't actually grab the bounty rune, and he's still gonna end up dying here. So unfortunately, he's going to drop it. Relocating from Boxing Tiger in the background. Boxing just gets glimpsed out, so he's completely negated. And he's going to end up falling here as well. Mickey can't even find the kill to always want to fire. The Egg's committed, and it's just going to pop on him, hold him in place even further. Iceberg is finally the one to die. And Mickey's actually able to escape. So at least Liquid managed to find that, but I think that was the buyback forced out. They're pushing forward, see if they can find Koifer as well. But there was the buyback for Insania. So it was a 2-for-1, favouring Na'Vi once again. And Vishu wasn't even involved with that, he was off farming. This is the one slight downside to the fact that your position 1 was in the mid lane. Because normally with your mid laner, they'd get those early levels and an early item, and they would just start going around the map and making space. But the fact that your mid laner is the person that you need to be farming constantly anyway, you don't have that person to actually just be making pure amount of space for you. But luckily enough for the side of Na'Vi, General has had a really nice lane with the help of Roger. And they themselves have just been the dominant force this game. Jump forward from General, commits with the God's Rebuke, finally gets the pin to Koifer on the wall. There's even an Orchid coming out there from Iceberg to silence him, but there's still not enough lockdown. Koifer with the Firefly just flies over the top of the trees, and he's on the run here. Ooh, nice connection there with the spear from General. Stops that TP from happening. And there's a quick kill. And even down bottom, V2 and Roger find a kill onto Insania as well. So just action happening across the map for the side of Na'Vi here. I mean, it's still some sort of space for Mickey to be farming up, but I mean, V-Train, he's already 2,500 gold ahead of Mickey already. And the fact that V-Train can actually start getting involved in these fights a lot sooner than a Spectre can, it is a little bit worrying for the side of Liquid. Foxy, he's closing up to that BKB now, still about 600 gold away from it. But he will actually start to be able to do a bit of work in these team fights when he has that online. Probably see Na'Vi move into the Roach Pit. Actually, they're just going to look for another kill. Infested into General. He's going to be leading the charge, but Koifer's immediately started heading back. Sixth sense there. Coming out. Na'Vi's committed with the smoke. Iceberg obviously does need to be there. He's got his teleport to get involved at any point. The scan will now just connect onto Mickey. So they just saw that he was there at that last second. And General's going to start heading over there straight away. Still got this Lifestealer in tow. They're going to jump forward. They find Mickey. It's the perfect target. Maybe a little bit of an overjump there from General. He is getting locked down. Finally gets pinned to the side of the arena. Not enough assistance there from Liquid. And easy pickings onto the Ghost. Spectre, sorry. It's a Ghosty Spectre. They're pretty much the same thing. And now, position 1 gone for the side of Liquid. They can start forcing down some extra moves. I thought maybe they were going to try and take down this tier 2 tower, but they're splitting up once again. But it would be good to take this tier 2 down, especially as it's coming up to that 20-minute mark. Not enough members here from Na'Vi to try and keep this up. Everyone's split up too much. So BKB pretty close to be finished for Koifer now as well. I think it is online for Boxy. So this will be the time for Liquid to maybe make something happen. Always want to fly. He's spotted Mickey out. He gets the glimpse back into the arena. Silenced out by Iceberg. And I think that's all she wrote for Mickey. Oh, the help comes in there from Tiger on the IO, but it's way too slow and he's just going to end up dropping. Iceberg did actually die. I think that was just by the dispersion. And now Navi's in full retreat. They've gotten what they want. It's a buyback forced out by Spectre. It looks like Always Want to Fly. He's probably still going to drop from this. Forced to even use the Flame and Lasso to stop him from TPing out. But I mean, Iceberg's already had a rough game anyway, so he doesn't mind taking one more death for the team. It's a buyback forced out for Mickey. That's absolutely perfect. Just stalling out his game even more, and as a result of that, V-Tune is now 4,000 gold over the top of him. Got his own Manta style finished. I think he's working towards that Desolator as well. Only about 800 gold away from finishing that. They even spot out Boxy. Teleport coming in from Iceberg. Oh, the silence is a little bit too soon. Boxy's doing a good job at surviving this. It's taken a while for V-Tune to breathe down, but Open Wounds is about to be off cooldown. And now that should be all it is. Boxy's even going to commit his BKB for this. A little bit. I think he thought he was going to get away with that one, but quick rotation there from General just finishes him off. It's like he's got... What items has he got coming in this courier? Yule's Scepter now finished up for General as well, so he can easily set up those spears. I think that's Desolator finished in 100 gold for V-Tune. What was... What's Mickey building into? He's still trying to finish off with that Manta style. Pretty close to it now. We should have that ready for the next engagement when it comes out. And there's quite a big wave here on the side of Na'Vi. They could potentially try and push this onto the tier 3. No, they're not going to bother. They're just going to go back. Take away the outpost and then probably move into the Roshan pit. Take any advantage they can get and just keep this ball rolling for them. On the side of Liquid, they're moving over here. They even popped a smoke. So they're going to try and contest this. The Na'Vi have already backed out and they've done a smoke of their own. Really nice red. Liquid's like, hang on, what? Where are they? They didn't even check to see that Na'Vi was even there. They didn't even see that it was half HP. But they're going to hang around in this area. Na'Vi generally gets his smoke pop, but he jumps straight past Koifa with his BKB already popped. Moving on to the Sailor straight away. But finding the Flame Elastic comes on there. He's holding General in place and he will fall. Mickey finally gets the kill onto him. The egg's already popped. That's going to end up popping in this team fight as well. V-Tune laying into Mickey now. Taking a lot of damage. And he's gone. That's died back from him. That's 8 seconds without the Spectre. Boxy's trying to get involved, but he gets glimpse back before he can do any real sort of damage. Koifa's keeping the pressure onto V-Tune. With the stolen glimpse there coming out, they actually managed to get the kill onto V-Tune. 7 kill streak going towards Tiger. Big chunk of money. It's finally Liquid managing to take a successful fight. Cost them 2 buybacks, but they still get the advantage. They take out the dominant force that was V-Tune in this. But Exorcism's already used. They couldn't even get any sort of big objective off this. Boxy's not even going to be able to try and take this tier 1 bottom. Top middle, sorry. We've got down bottom. Iceberg getting attacked on by Koifa. Doesn't have any way to cancel the TP. So he will survive. So it's not over yet for Liquid. They're showing signs of life. It does cost them a lot of resources, and this is a large period of time that Mickey is off the map for. So insanely nearly getting caught out by Iceberg there, but had 6th sense, didn't want to step out of position. There's a lot of vision dedicated in the dire jungle. So the side of Na'Vi know exactly where Boxy is. They're just actually going to move straight back into the Roshan pit and finish it off. Has regenerated a large chunk of HP, but Liquid definitely don't know this is going on this time. Okay, just happily going to farm up a couple of stacks. The rest of the liquid have been making for him. Now Aegis in the hand of V-Tune. Going to be even more difficult now to bring down this Lifestealer. So maybe Na'Vi getting ready to start sieging onto this tier 3 tower. V-Tune alone doing a lot of damage, but the lift up coming up from Boxy as well with the life drain. V-Tune just keep going forward. Taking a lot of damage with this though. We'll just quickly hide inside our Iceberg just so we can heal up. I think Na'Vi realise it's still just a little bit too difficult to try and siege this high ground. They're going to need to find a pick. Well, the map is slowly shrinking now for the side of Liquid. Lost yet again another tier 2. Mickey still about 3,000 gold away from finishing up his Skadi. So, still quite a ways away yet. More Koifer. Still just about got his own BKB as well. General's going to head down bottom to try and push this lane out, and then work their way towards taking the final tier 2 on the side of Liquid. They actually blink daggers up, and Koifer realises he's there, and he will get grabbed on. Even the Spectral Haunt now can be from Mickey, and it looks like General will fall. Spectral, he manages to get the Yules off in time to delay this from happening, even traps them all in with a beautiful arena. Really nicely played there. Mickey will just, Koifer just TP's out, but Mickey's are stuck. And he's full, he's gone without a buyback. So he's the only victim with the side of Liquid, but even still, it's the offlaner for the position 1. It's really nice the fact that General just managed to get that arena down before he managed to die. And I think Always Want to Fly tried cancelling the TP of Koifer, but I think he just misclicked and then hit onto Mickey instead. So Koifer barely surviving as well. If he got caught, it would have been true disaster for Liquid there. But even with this man advantage, Liquid still not want to try and push their luck and going for the tier 3. Koifer, even in the Radiant jungle now, and he spots Iceberg. But I don't think he has the utility to bring him down himself, especially the fact that Iceberg does have the BKB available. So we'll see how quick his fingers are. He's going for it, making a move onto Iceberg, relocate as well, coming in from Tiger, brings Mickey with him, and that's a quick kill. Is this sort of guerrilla tactics so far with Liquid? Just poke and prod, find who you can. General nearly running into Boxy there. He just manages to step the right direction. Well, V-Tune and Roger did spot Insane, yeah, but they don't have any way to close the gap and actually hold him there. See, another smoke attempt now coming up from Na'Vi. They're going to be going on the hunt. Obviously, the Mickey is their prime target if they can find him. Even a Koifer would be a nice grab, and Koifer is actually down here. Na'Vi, they're changing their direction though. They're heading into the triangle, and they're actually going to run straight into Boxy and Tiger here. Instantly popping the smoke. Boxy's not the easiest target to go on though. Pops his BKB, even with the Haunt now, so trying to stand his ground. Sia gets involved. Always Want to Fly, drops in a second, but it is Mickey trapped inside the spectral, inside the Stacks field. General's going to fall with the egg already committed. The egg even stops as well. Mickey just bringing it down in time, and now it's just V2 left all alone. Gets held down by the flaming lasso. There's nothing he can do. Iceberg thinking about teleporting in to try and lend an assistance. But it looks like he's just going to leave V2 all alone. He's not tuned to help out. He finally gets involved, but it's way too late. And now V2's all left alone. But General's actually really brought back. He's rotated around. Iceberg's going to fall anyway. V2's trying to lay into anyone here. There's just too much control coming out from the side of Liquid. He just can't get much damage happening. Finally going to pop his second rage. Koifa will fall. He's changing targets onto Boxy. The spear just misses the tree, so it doesn't actually lock Wicke down. Boxy's getting really low. Finally, the slow wears off. Gets hit by the open wounds, but a little bit of mistime there from General with his own dual scepter, but it will actually bring him down. And Na'Vi actually come out on top. He looked really dire there for a second, but Vichun stands his ground against all three of them, commits to it, and he actually takes the fight. Just Mickey left standing, but the two supports are going to be up pretty soon, so he probably won't be able to do much damage against the tier 3 here. He might be able to force a buyback from Boxy and Koifa. At least it's the glyph already used. Repair kit as well popped on top. And with that, Na'Vi just changed targets. They go straight for the top lane. Infest is actually stolen onto Insania. See if he's able to use that to some great advantage. But Na'Vi, they get the tier 3. And doesn't know if they want to try and push for much more. They're going to start falling back. They don't have the Aegis available anymore. Relocate as well from Tiger. Just to take the bounties away. It's only the one though. Won't find anything else. Down bottom. Koifa makes a move onto Iceberg, but General's waiting with the V2 infested into him. He's going to force out the BKB, but not that it matters. Gets shredded through it anyway. It's too much physical damage coming out from these three heroes. So that's the main initiator on the side of Liquid gone. Does have a buyback available. So it looks like probably Na'Vi is going to focus down this tier 2 bottom. And that's going to open up the entirety of Liquid space for Assault. And it's still two tier 1s on the side of Na'Vi standing. 33 minutes. And you have a Death Prophet on your team. A hero which is very, very good at pushing towers. It just sort of shows the position that Liquid's been in this game. They can't afford to waste any sort of those ultimates to just try and take towers. They have to save them for like the big team fights. And even still, they're 12k gold behind. 8k XP lead as well, favouring Na'Vi. Even 82% to 18% on the win rate as well. Not insurmountable though. 18%. We've seen worse, and there has been comebacks in far worse positions than this. I suppose I sat on 3 grand at the moment. Maybe to save him for buyback so you can rejoin these fights as and when. Especially with the teleport available. So it's a butterfly next in line for Mickey. Pretty close to it in fact, only about 400 gold. There's the Aegis now. Go towards the side of Na'Vi. Aegis in the hands of V-Tune. Who they put the cheese on? Cheese in the hands of Iceberg as well. Just some way for him to survive these lassos that keep targeting him every single time. But even still, it's pretty difficult to cede the high ground of Liquid. So Na'Vi really need to get some sort of pick off beforehand and then move into it, but Just the entirety of Liquid's played super defensive. It's only Koifa who really showed himself just to push out the side lanes. Oh, they actually get the lift up onto V-Tune over the high ground, but there's no other sort of follow-up. It looks like maybe they want to try and make something happen. They're all grouped up as 5. Maybe thinking about a smoke? No, I just wanted to show in their presence. Just make sure the Na'Vi can't just easily push into that tier 3. Iceberg working towards... Is it going to be a Satanic or is it just going to be a Heart of Giraffe? Who knows? Meanwhile, in the actual dire base, V-Tune gets hit by the lasso. He's getting pulled into the entirety of the team. And there is the Aegis popped. We'll see how Na'Vi is able to try and lend a little bit of support. Jump forward from Roger, just to make a little bit of space. We always want to fly. He just gets focused down by Boxy. And now Na'Vi's just in full retreat. Even a lot of damage taken from the rest of their side. The egg does finally get popped. Boxy gets stunned in place. Looks like he will be the one to fall. Gets hit by the stun from the egg. Even Tiger on the background gets caught, and he's going to end up dropping as well. Gets pinned to the sprouts. V-Tune just keeping the pressure movements forwards. Koifa getting caught out now. He will fall. Now Mickey hit up by the Yules. There's a spear up in 1 second. Looks like maybe General was thinking about it. The glimpse comes back. Perfectly timed. Mickey gets pinned to the wall. Gets hit by the distractor field as well. Still, he's pretty damn tanky. Surviving for all of him. Iceberg's laying as much damage as he possibly can. Then Mickey's just able to survive and he walks it off. V-Tune though just changes direction. General jumps forwards, pins Koifa back towards the wall, and he's gone for 8 seconds. No buyback. It's just Insania and Mickey left to defend this base. Insania actually gets a return kill onto General with the stolen Sunray. But is it enough to actually stop this assault from happening? It's a 4 versus 2. Tiger is up in 8 seconds to try and lend a little bit of helping hand. V-Tune just pops out of Iceberg full HP. Gonna head straight up to the lane of racks up top. It's still a long period of time before any sort of help comes out the side of Liquid. There is actually a buyback available for Koifa. He will use it straight away. They get the grab up onto V-Tune. They focus him down. Does a lot of damage, but it's not enough to actually bring him down. He manages to turn around, pop the raid. He gets hit by the lasso, hold him in place. Let's see if Mickey's actually able to do enough damage to keep him down. V-Tune, he's still alive. Finally, he falls. It does cost Koifa his life. Iceberg's now stuck in the front himself. He's going to pop the BKB. Satanic's already on cooldown, so he's not going to be able to get anything from that. Looked like maybe he was going to try and get a return kill onto Tiger, but not enough. And he actually falls before he can make any other sort of work happen. The huge back and forth fight. It does actually favour Liquid with all those engagements, despite the buybacks coming out. But, I mean, it does cost them a lot. They lose their melee racks at the top. They completely lose their racks in the middle as well. And it's still a 20k gold lead in the favour of Na'Vi, but this is the time where V-Tune's down and Mickey's up, so this is the opportunity for him to start bringing this farm back up online, so he can actually start contesting this lifestealer. Let's see what V-Tune's going to start building into. He is going to go for that MKB, realising he needs something to start going through the butterfly. Mickey's actually queued up a BKB now as his next item. Just wanted to go for a lot of survivability. Very aggressive jump forward from Roger, actually. And then General follows up with the arena, pins Mickey to the side, gets stun locked from the egg. Mickey's getting super low. He is still surviving though, and there's not enough damage to finish him off. He's going to be able to walk away from this. Box is in the front, nobody gets glimpsed back from always want to fly. Mickey actually falls. He does have a buyback, but he is still down for 100 seconds. Tiger does get the TP out, but he's still boxy. Looks like he will get caught down. Abyssal Blade from V-Tune locks him in place. And he's gone for 8 seconds. No buyback. We probably will see the buyback from Mickey forced out here. Otherwise, it could look like they're going to get megas in this amount of time. Creep Wave in the mid and top lanes both pushing in. And V-Tune's going to head straight for the bot lane. There is the repair kit coming out, but so much damage and the minus armor coming out from V-Tune that it just disappears in a second. I think, Mickey, you're going to have to buy back, otherwise you're going to be facing Megas. There is now a buyback available for Boxy as well, and now we will still start to get. They're moving forward. Lasso onto V-Tune as well, but there's still not enough damage to actually bring him down. The Lasso wears off, and he managed to retreat back to his own lines. Even if Fest now into Roger, and he will just Phoenix dive away. So perfect disengage here from Na'Vi so far. It looks like Always Want to Fly. He's going to be one to get caught, but he drops this field. It traps Tiger in it. But Liquid, they just keep diving forwards. Tiger actually ends up falling to Always Want to Fly. Roger finally gets caught out here, and he will drop. Always Want to Fly getting low, but then the glimpse backwards, and then even the arena committed onto Kuiper there. He will fall. No buyback available. Roger's actually going to buy back himself. They want to try and close this game out now on the side of Na'Vi. And Liquid and Big Gate, they're just charging forwards. They need to get this kill onto V-Tune. It's desperately needed. They will get the lift up, but the General comes in, spears Big Gate back. That's a large portion of the jam. It's halted for V-Tune, but he will actually finally still drop from the amount that's coming out. Iceberg and the Sunray doing a lot of damage onto Mickey. Still not enough. Even General will fall. He's gone for 100. Does have a buyback available. But Roger really needs to be careful now. He's already bought back for this. His Aeon Disc will be popped, forced out to do the dive, and there's not going to be any more chase from the side of Liquid. But even still, Iceberg, he just went straight into the back. That's some proper rat Dota there. Mega's now online for the side of Na'Vi. So, only one buyback from both sides, but just deaths across the board. Still slightly favouring Liquid, but even still, Na'Vi, I just don't think they mind. They've secured Megas. This game's just got even tougher for the side of Liquid. I mean, Mickey on this Spectre, as he's starting to come online more and more that this game is stalling out, but even still, he now has no more buyback. Does have enough though to finish up this BKB. Whew. So now it's just all about holding on now for Liquid. They want to get this Abyssal finish off on Mickey. And then maybe swap out the Blade Mail for another item. Probably a Satanic, I imagine, would be the item to trade it out with. Or you could just probably just actually get rid of the Power Treads, keep the Blade Mail. Seems like he does have the movement speed bonus coming out from the Manta, as well as the Spectral Dagger, so it's not like he'd be moving too slow. But Na'Vi aiming to get this Roshan. It's actually up in 20 seconds. V-Tune's going to hang around here, but people only ever check it out for a couple of seconds. They will just fall back. But this will be Aegis Cheese and Aghanim's Blessing or the Refresher Shard. We'll see what it is. Up in 1 second now. And it is up. And it is a Refresher Shard. So there's plenty of good heroes for this to go on to. You can give it to General. They will have a double arena. You can have a double Static Storm. Especially the fact that he has the Aghanims as well. If he can get this off onto Mickey before he can activate his BKB, it will completely nullify that. Especially if he gets the Refresher Shard and manages to double it out. They're actually going to put it onto Roger. So there's going to be a double leg in these fights. So he can be a little bit more liberal about how he wants to use it. A double damage even onto V-Tune. They instantly smoke up. And Liquid needs to be super careful now. One slight misstep and it is just game over for him. Mickey sat at the front. Na'Vi, they're working their way into the base. Liquid, they actually went to get the final onto Iceberg, but then immediately jumped there from V-Tune, focuses down Kuiper. He's gone for 90 seconds, no buyback. Iceberg, he just eats the cheese, goes back in full HP. Tiger's going to fall. Boxy's going to fall. No buyback on anyone, and that's it. Even the glimpse back onto Mickey held him into place to see if they have enough damage to bring him down. Still this double damage online for V-Tune. Egg even committed into the fountain. Slaying into everyone. It's complete clearance. And Na'Vi, they actually take the game. GG's called by Liquid. They tap out. Not like they have much choice. Really nice showing there by Na'Vi, finally actually getting the advantage off the laning phase. And they managed to snowball off it. It kept the pressure going. The fact that V-Tune was their mid laner, he just got so huge so quickly that he just managed to apply a lot of pressure across the map and, yeah, outpace the Spectre quite easily. And they take the game. Even though there was a few fights where it felt like Liquid, they took the advantage, but even still, every single time that happened, it either required them to use some key buybacks or Iceberg was just off ratting, so it didn't really matter all that much. But super well played there by Na'Vi. Really very impressive victory, and finally they will take a game in this series. They're not going to get 3-0'd. But we'll see if they have what it takes to just keep this going and take it to a game 4. One could only hope, because that was some nice level Dotas. It was really fun to watch. So we'll see if these two teams will keep this showing going, and we'll see if Na'Vi keep the ball rolling. So hopefully I will see you guys for game 4.